Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at another series of statistics made easy. Some weeks back we looked at measures of central tendency and we're only able to cover mean. Today we'll look at median, mode and other means of the central tendency. Don't forget, my name is Dr. Bisaya Otokiti and here we go. Median. What is median? Median is the middle value in a distribution, and it is also called the positional average. Like we said some week in the last video, that measures of central tendencies, what are the methods of measures of central tendency? We said we have the mean, we have the simple mean, we have the arithmetic mean, then we have the median, we have mode, we have geometric mean, and we have the harmonic mean. So today we'll be looking at another topic under the measures of central tendency, which is median. And we all know from the word median, middle, that is the middle value in a distribution. Like I said earlier, that it can also be called the positional average. What are the merits? Basically, I've written two merits down, and the first merit is it is not influenced by magnitude of extreme deviation when the values are large. Median is not scared. It stands ginigba, that it can accommodate no matter how big the values are. Then secondly, another merit of median, it is the most appropriate average in dealing with qualitative data. Then it also comes with its own limitation, and these are the limitations on the board. One, for every median series and analysis you have to do, we have to either arrange in ascending or descending order, and sometimes that could take a lot of time. And secondly, it is not capable of algebraic treatment. What are the methods we'll be looking at today? The first methods of solving median, like we did for the arithmetic mean, we said we have the individual observation, we have the discrete series and the continuous series. The same process is repeated for the median, and we'll be looking at individual observation, we look at the discrete series, and we also look at the continuous series. We'll start with the first method of determining median, which is the individual series. And the first question says, from the following data of monthly allowance of 7 students, calculate the median. And the allowances are as follows: 10,000, 15,000, 8,000, 9,000, 16,000, 20,000 and 14,000. How do we get the middle value or the middle allowance that the student is entitled to, or that the students are entitled to? So the first thing to do for every median is what? If it is an individual series, is for us to either arrange in an ascending order or a descending order. I've arranged in the descending order, that is the smallest value to the highest value, the smallest allowance to the highest allowance, which is 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, 20,000. And we said the formula for median is n plus 1 divided by 2 nth item, that is the value that is equal to this will give us the median. For example, what is n on the board? How many students are involved? 7. So our n is 7. So we say 7 plus 1, n plus 1 divided by 2 nth item. So 7 plus 1 is equals to 8 divided by 2. So it means the fourth item on our arrangement. So the fourth item, I come here and count 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth item is 14,000. If I count from the down part, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it means our median is what? 14,000, because it is the fourth item in the arranging order, either ascending or descending. So our median is 14,000. We move to the next one. So we'll move to the discrete series now. We have done the individual series, and what are the steps involved? The first thing to do is to arrange in either ascending or descending order. Then secondly, find the cumulative frequency of the values. Then thirdly, apply the formula of median, which is n plus 1 over 2n item. Some other authority have mentioned that when n is positive, you don't need to add 1. But when n is negative, you need to add 1. I will explain further in the example. Then determine the value. The fourth says determine the value. Then illustration 2 says calculate the median from the following income. And these are the following income on the board: 1,000, 1,500, 800, 2,000, 2,500, and 1,008. And the first step says arrange in ascending or descending order. I'll try to arrange in an ascending order from the smallest to the biggest. So 800, the frequency is 16, 1,000, the frequency is 24, 1,500, the frequency is 26, 1,800, the frequency is 30, 2,000, the frequency is 20, then 2,500, the frequency is 6. And the next step says find the cumulative frequencies. It means add up all the values, but systematically, not just adding up the values. If I decide to add up like this, I get 122, but that is not the way. It is a systematic approach of adding up the values. The first value would be, we assume that it is the actual value, or we add by 0 so that we don't get confused. So 16 plus 0, we get 16. Then the next value, I want to clean this up for a better understanding so that we see what I'm talking about properly. This is 24, this is 26, this is 40, this is 1,500, so that we understand better before I draw that line. So the first value, automatically we assume that we are adding it up to 0. So 16 plus 0, we have 16. Then you add 16 plus the next value. So 16 plus 24, we have 40. Then 40 plus 26, we have 66. 66 plus 30, we have 96. 96 plus 20, we have 116. 116 plus 6, we have 122. So for a discrete series, our n is 122. Bringing it into the median formula, like I said, some other authorities or authors have said when n is an even number, when n is even, you don't need to add 1. It can be n all over 2. Some other people also said that whether it is positive or whether it is odd or it is even, you should add 1. That's why I've written out the two formulas: n plus 1 divided by 2 nth item, or n all over 2 nth item. Nth item, let's forget that. Nth item, nth item. Then coming back to the formula, I'm going to use the two method, but we still get the same answer. The first one says I'm not adding 1, and the first one says n all over 2. N all over 2 is, n is 122. 122 divided by 2 nth item, we get 61st item. 61st item, which is, I'm still going to tell you how we got 15. Or we say n plus 1 all over 2. That will be 122 plus 1 divided by 2. That will give us 123 divided by 2 nth item. That will give us 61.5 item, or the position of 61.5. Then we come back, we bring the value, whether we have chosen to use the 61st item or 61.5 item, whichever one you have chosen to use. We'll come back to the cumulative frequency and trace out the first value that can accommodate 61 conveniently. 16 cannot accommodate it. 40 cannot accommodate it. The only value that can contain that 61 can sit into it conveniently is 66. And that is why I'm going to circle out this point. So this means 1,500 is our median. 1,000, I've just traced it back to the income. Since our median class is in this, we have 61st item or 61.5 item, whichever method, but I would prefer we stick to n all over 2 because of the continuous series. So our median value is now equals to 1,500. It means the median of the income is 1,500. We go to the next one. The next method is the continuous series, following the same steps of the previous method, but there's a slight difference. For the continuous series, median is equals to L plus n all over 2 minus cumulative frequency all over frequency times I. And what does L mean? L means the lower class interval of the modal class. Then n over 2, like I said in the previous topic or the previous method, that some authorities have said that once n is even, you don't need to add 1, and we have now how do I say it? We have now agreed or accepted that henceforth, especially for a continuous series, that 1 is not necessary. So we just say n all over 2, then minus cumulative frequency of the preceding class. Cumulative frequency of the preceding class all over frequency of that class multiplied by the class interval of that class. And the other method is u plus n all over 2 minus cumulative frequency all over f times I. U means upper class limits, L means lower class limits. The median formula is n divided by 2 minus the cumulative frequency of the preceding class all over divided by frequency of that class multiplied by class interval. This can be C or I, class interval or interval of that class. Let's take a look at what I'm trying to say. So from the illustration, we have our class interval, we have the frequency. 10 to 20 is 6, 20 to 30, 25, 30 to 40, 48, 40 to 50, 72, 50 to 60, 116, 60 to 70, 60, 70 to 80, 38, 80 to 90, 22, 90 to 100, we have 3. If you add up all the values, it is equals to 390. But that is not the way to do it. It's a systematic addition. That is what we call cumulative frequency. And we said we automatically assume that the first value is added to 0. So 6 plus 0, we have 6. Then 6 plus the next value, 6 plus 21, 31. 31 plus 48, 79. 79 plus 72, 151. 151 plus 116, 267. 267 plus 60, 327. 327 plus 38, 365. 365 plus 22, 387. 387 plus 3, we have 390. So coming back to the formula, n all over 2. Since our n is 390, 390 all over 2 nth item. So what is the value of that nth item? Is 95, the 195th value. 195th value. So we'll come to the cumulative frequency and see any value from the cumulative, the first value that can conveniently accommodate the 195th item. So looking at the 6 cannot accommodate 195. It means we cannot take 195 from 6. We can't take it from 31. We can't take it from 79. We can't also take it from 151. But if we put 199, we can conveniently sit in 267. So our modal class is the median class, rather. The median class is 267 because it is the first value that can conveniently take 195th item. So it means the frequency for that class is 116 and the class interval for that class is 10. So bringing back the formula says L plus n all over 2 minus cumulative frequency all over frequency times class interval. What is L? The lower class limit for this class is 50. N all over 2 is 195. The cumulative frequency for the preceding class, cumulative frequency for the preceding class is 151. Then the class interval is the upper class limit minus the lower class limit. That's 60 minus 50. That is equals to what? 10. So putting it into the formula, we have 50 plus 195 minus 151 all over the frequency for that class. I didn't write out the frequency. Frequency is 116. Then 50 plus 195 minus 151 all over 116 times 10. So 50 plus 195 minus 151 is 44 all over 116 times 10. So 44 divided by 116 is 0.379. Multiplied by 10 will give us 3.79. Then added to 50. The median is equals to 53.79. Another type of average that we'll be looking at is called the mode. And what is the mode? The mode is the value in a series that has the highest observation or the highest value of occurrences, and it has its own merit and demerit or limitation. One of the merits is it is the most representative value of a distribution. Then also it is not affected by extremely large values or small values. Then it can be used to describe qualitative data. Those are some of the merits. Then what are demerits or limitation? One, it is not capable of algebraic manipulation. Then second, it is not based on every item of the data or the value that we are given. Then it is also rigid. Then how do we solve mode? It could be through the individual series, discrete series, or continuous series. I take us through the example of each one. Illustrations on mode now. The first one is individual series and the second one is discrete series. And we said for mode, it is the value or the max with the highest frequency or the highest number of occurrence, or it has appeared the most. Look at this illustration one. Marks of 10 students: 2, 5, 5, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 8, 10. What is the mode? What mark has appeared the most? If you look at 5 has appeared the most, so our modal class will be 5. Our modal mark will be 5. So mode here is 5 because it has appeared, it has occurred the most. Then for a discrete series, size of shoes: 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. The number of persons: 10, 20, 40, 65, 50, 15. And we said what is mode? The highest occurrence or the highest frequency. Looking at this, 10, 20, 60, 65 is the highest frequency. That means our mode is what is equal to 16. Our mode is equal to 16. Then we look at the last example, which is the continuous series now. So the last method of solving mode is the continuous series, and the formula is simple, that says L plus change in 1 all over change in 1 plus change in 2 times I. L means lower class interval of the modal class. Then change in 1 means change the modal class minus the preceding value. Then change in 2 means the modal class minus the succeeding value, then multiplied by class interval. I take this as an example. What is the modal class here? What is the mark that has the highest frequency? This is the modal class. The modal class is 40 to 50 because it comes with the highest frequency of 85. So let's try to solve. Since we know the modal class, the lower class interval for the modal class, L is equal to 40 because that is the modal class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it has the highest frequency and the lower class interval is what? 40. Then change in 1, we have said change in 1 is the modal class minus the preceding value. That is 85 minus 55. 85 minus 55. That is equal to 30. Then change in 2. Change in 2. Change in 2. Change in 2 is, the first one is the modal class minus the preceding value. The second one is the modal class minus the succeeding value, which is 85 minus 60. 85 minus 60 will give us 25. Then what is I? What is I? I is the class interval. What is class in the upper class interval minus lower class interval? That is 10. So putting it into the formula now to find our mode. So putting it into the formula, L is 40 plus change in 1. Change in 1 is 30. Then change in 1, 30 plus change in 2, 25 times 10. So that is equals to 40 plus 30 all over 55 times 10. That's 40 plus 300 all over 55. So 40 plus 300 times 10, 300. 30 times 10 rather, 300. divided by 55. So 300 divided by 55, we have 5.5. So 40 plus 5.5. Our mode is equals to what? Our mode mark, or our modal mark, is equals to what? 45.5, which is still within the modal class, 45.5. Thank you. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel, enjoy the videos. Also feel free to drop your comments in the comment section below. Also turn on your notification button so you know when I drop a new video. If you have any question, comments, please don't forget to drop it in the comment section below. Thank you and God bless you.